Hi everybody, Bryan Smith here for the 52 Weeks of Music blog. Today on the Red Couch Diaries, I'm going to talk about chord structure and the secret technique that songwriters use that they really don't want you to know about. That's coming up on this episode of the Red Couch Diaries. Hey, this episode has secret theme music. La 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 la, la 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 la. Hi everybody, thanks for joining me here on the Red Couch Diaries. Bryan Smith here for the 52 Weeks of Music blog. Today I'm talking about chord structures for your melodies. This past week on Friday, I debuted a song called I Love You. And this was a struggle for me because it was a study in emotion and a study in lyric writing and chord structure. And I used a secret technique that most songwriters know about, but they don't really want you to know about it. And that is this right here. This archaic and mystical circle of letters. This, in music theory, is called the circle of fifths and the circle of fourths. It's a mathematical representation of chords moving in increments of 5 and of 4. What that means is if you look here, C to G. If you look at the scale, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, G is the 5th note in the C major scale. And look, right over here on the back side of it, F. C, D, E, F. F is the 4th note in the C major scale. And most songs are written on this structure. If you look here in the very center of this diagram, you see what is called the relative minor. And the thing about this particular chord structure and this particular technique is it uses the principles of semitones and of what they call leading tones. Now, in a C major scale, there are a couple of notes that are right next to each other. So this chord structure, see how it kind of leads back to the tonic. In either case, 4th, 5th, because there's this note that's just close enough. Here, I'll show it to you with the D note. If you look right over here, look down here where it's D, D, A, and G. If you look really close here, here's the note. See, that's a note that's only a half step away and leads into the D. So if I'm playing an A chord here, see how it resolves itself into the D chord. Now your minor chords, if you look here in the center, your relative minor chords, they sound a little bit different. They've got a little bit of a sadder type tone to them. But if you use these 4 chords, in fact, most songs when they talk about a 4-chord structure is the tonic, the 5th, the 4th, and the relative minor. That's the secret, folks. So if you're looking for melodies, in fact, there's a video out there on YouTube right now that goes through like a dozen or 40-something songs. They say every song ever recorded with these 4 chords or these 3 chords, and that's what they do. They just go through the relative, the major, the 5th, and the 4th back to the tonic. That's all there is to it. Now, when you get a little more advanced, and I'm working towards that myself, you can throw in some minors, you can throw in some augmented, some diminished chords to make the structure just a little bit more interesting, make the sound just a little bit more unique to you, right? A lot of people like Bjork and those types of people, they still use the chord structures, they still use the same type of stuff, but they work in the different modes. And I'm not going to get into modes right now, the Lydian, the Dorian, those types of things where they're working on different parts of the scale. It's a little bit more advanced. It does not tend to be a soothing type melody. For instance, this chord is not very soothing. It's got a lot of tension built into it. One of my favorite chords is this one right here. That's such a beautiful chord to me because it leads so very well back into the tonic. See how it creates just a great bit of tension. And if you're using a chord structure, that you really want to resolve well, that's a great way to do it. Add a little tension. Use some of these augmented and diminished chords to add a little more tension so that it drives it home to the tonic. But if I tell you, if I were to just to leave this chord, you would probably go, okay, yeah, would you please play this chord for me now? Because your body wants it to resolve. It wants there to be some type of resolution in the melody there. So there you go. The secret to most songwriting techniques that most songwriters don't want you to know about. They don't want you to know about the circle of fourths and circle of fifths because it starts to get into more technical expertise and musicianship. But you have to stretch. If you're going to write songs, you have to stretch your musicianship. You have to be a better guitar player. For me, you have to be a better singer, songwriter. All these things just mesh together to make you just more advanced in your craft. And that's what this is. It is a craft. If you work the craft, if you practice it, if you use the tools that I'm talking to you about, that I'm discovering, that I am sharing with you, you will be a better songwriter. Come with me. Join me on this journey. Write down below here some ideas for songs that you want to get across. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be posting a schedule of themes for songs that I'm going to write for the end of the year because there's some holidays coming up, and I'd like to write some songs around some of those holidays. Christmas and Thanksgiving, Halloween, those types of stuff. I think that the holidays are really important, and if you have a song that you've written about a specific holiday, tends to make that holiday have just a little bit more meaning. So I will be putting up a schedule if you'd like to follow along with me. I'd love to see what you're doing, the songs that you're writing. I'd love to see if what I'm doing, what I'm teaching, the way I'm teaching it can help you be a better songwriter. So hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Red Couch Diaries. We are birthing songs right here inside Smith Haven. This week on the Fresh Music Friday, the song will be The Ramen Shaman. It's kind of a fun song. It still uses the same type of chord structure that I just talked about because that's as far as a songwriter is concerned, that's kind of where I am. Still beginning, still evolving, and working the basics until I really understand what's going on with them and can move beyond that with grace, ease, and style. I'm burping there just a little bit. Pardon me just one more. So join me on this journey. 52 weeks of music. Write down below a suggestion for a song that you'd like to write, and please hit the subscribe button and share this video with all the folks that you know. Thanks for being part of this songwriting community, and have yourself a fantastic week. You are right. Now would be a great time to hit that subscribe button. Cheesy theme music, la la la.